Hi everybody. I hope it's not too dark. Got the lamps on. It was going to be a different video. I've got my new tarot cards. These are Starseed Oracle cards and Nature Whisper tarot cards. And I've also got a Ouija board. I haven't actually opened it yet. Do I want to open it now? I'm not sure. No, I think I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it when I'm going to use it. And I will be using it. I think stuff like this, if you're sort of nervous disposition or you're going to use it for the wrong reasons, you know, and be silly about it, then don't bother, because it can open you up to all sorts of trouble. But it's just a very beautiful board, so I'll open that up probably tomorrow and we'll have a look at that. Same as the cards. They are lovely, the Nature Whisper cards. That's the book. It's upside down. Very beautiful laughter. So I'm going to be doing myself a reading, I think, tomorrow, because I've got a lot of changes happening. These, and they open up like this. It's a triangle. The Starseed Oracle. See what I want to pull out. Whale and Orca elders. Share your song, frequency diving deep. I think you can read into them what you will, really. So I'll be looking at those and we'll have a go with those tomorrow. I've been buying furniture online, spending money, new wardrobe, new dresser, a gazebo for the garden, a corner unit for the upstairs room, etc. I'm going to be landscaping my garden. I'm going to be doing that myself, and I've drawn up exactly how I want it, so you'll be seeing that over the next few weeks. So basically that's what I've got going on at the minute. I've also, some of you like to know the books I read, and I've just finished this one, and it's called Salt Path, and the woman who wrote the book, it's fact, just a few days after she learned that her husband had a terminal illness, they lost everything. They lost their farm, they were homeless, they were penniless. They fought a lengthy court battle and lost. And this is their story of travelling the coast, the west coast, camping in a tent, and I won't spoil it for you, but it's a very, very uplifting book, and it just shows what the human spirit can achieve. It's very, very inspirational. It's a wonderful book, so I would recommend that. And then, excuse me, I've got my dressing gown on because it's late. And then, when I was about 19, 20, something like that, got my towel on my lap, I read this book, and I got it from the library, I think. I can't remember. Or did I buy it? I don't know. and it came to mind that I'd like to read it again. And anyway, I got it off Amazon. It was banned at one time in the country. It's by Kathleen Windsor, and it's called Forever Amber, which was my dog's name, but that's neither here nor there. It's based in, I think it's the 19th century, and it's about a young girl who becomes pregnant at 16 and her life as a courtesan and all of that good stuff, abandoned, pregnant, penniless, on the cruel streets of London, and it's a real good read. It runs to 972 pages. So there's those two books. I'm currently listening to an audiobook called The Potato Factory. I've just listened to the first book all the way through. It was 23 hours, so I spread that over a few days, and it was really good. There's three, there's the sequel, first book, second book, third book. So now I've started the second book, which is about twin brothers. One is black, one is white. Their mother had sex with two men on the same night. One was black, one was white. So she ended up with twins. She didn't survive, somebody else brought them up, and the second book is about the life of these twins, and that, you know, growing into adulthood. And it's a really good book. I would recommend it, The Potato Factory by Bryce Courtney, an Australian writer, very Dickensian. And in fact, the main character in the book is somebody called Isaac Solomon, and he's like the Fagin of the book if you've read Charles Dickens. And then the hero of the book is a woman called Mary Abacus. Abacus because she uses an abacus in her counting. She's a bookkeeper. She rises up from being a maid, then a prostitute, then she meets Isaac Solomon, gets involved in a bawdy house, gets sent off to no man's land, and so it's set in Australia then, Van Diemen's Land. And the first book is about her. It's wonderful. So those books I would recommend. Now, I wanted to just touch on something about these women who have such a total lack of self-awareness and self-respect. Amy Ramadan, brush her to one side. She's another video. I'll do a video about her when I feel like it. Waste of space. But the person I'd like to concentrate on for a moment, 5 minutes, is Jen, Life by Jen, and her best friend, boyfriend, lover, whatever, feeder. Both of those women, Jen and Jean, are sort of lost in a fog of their own addictions. They are enabling each other, and it isn't just my opinion, they're doing it. It's quite obvious. Jen's put on so much more weight. She looks like and she's a mess. She hasn't got much further to go. I don't think she's going to have a massive heart attack or something will happen. So she's been in bed for 3 weeks. I didn't stay in bed for 3 weeks when I had a hip revision surgery. My God, how can you lie in bed for 3 weeks? I've also got 8 broken bones in my back. Well, 5, 3 have been repaired. And I don't lie in bed. How somebody can lie in bed for 3 weeks, clicking her fingers for Jean to bring her food, which she does, because you can imagine the tantrums if he doesn't. He's bored, he's sick of it, he's fed up with her. That became very apparent in the last video. And when Jen went to say that they're apartment hunting, he didn't want to say anything about that, did he? He wanted to close her down. It's excruciating to watch. Toe-curlingly embarrassing with the crying and all this pathetic whinging that's going on. Jen acting like a besotted teenager. Oh, please don't leave me. And him looking like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? What it reminds me of a little bit, when I worked in the Middle East, I worked for Saudi Aramco, and there was a woman, American woman, had a high-powered job there, as did I, and she met this Saudi who she became involved with, and he was promising her marriage, promising her the world. He'd buy her jewellery and baubles. He had a lot of money. It was nothing to him. It was like, you know, buying somebody a cup of coffee. He had that much money. Anyway, I remember distinctly her telling me one night when we went out to the mall shopping, we used to wear the abayas down to the floor, you know, dress up because you couldn't go out. Didn't have to wear a hijab, but we did have to cover our arms and our legs. And I remember her telling me that she could be round his house, and if one of his family or somebody called unexpectedly, he would lock her, not just in a room, he would lock her in a cupboard. And she put up with that. This was an intelligent woman with a high-powered job in government liaison, obese, which seems to be the common denominator with these women, obese, and very low self-esteem, to the point where she would let a man lock her in a cupboard because he was ashamed of her. That's the vibe I'm getting from Jen and Jean. He's very uncomfortable on the videos with her. It's just not working. It isn't working. I've got no ill will towards her. The only thing I would say is that she'll come on and she'll be defensive, and she'll attempt to be condescending to her viewers, arrogant, talking down to people. I don't need the money from YouTube. If you don't need the money, demonetise, take your ads off if you don't need the money. And don't bother with a third channel if you don't need the money. In fact, don't bother making videos at all until you start losing weight. It's supposed to be a weight loss channel, not a channel where you sit gazing starry-eyed, what are you, 45 years old, into the eyes of your toy boy gin lover, who really isn't your lover at all. He's your feeder, whether you like it or not. He is. He's your enabler, just as your mother was your enabler. You can't go through life using people like that. It isn't going to work. They're going to get fed up of you, and it's pretty apparent that he's fed up of you right now. You need, as a 45-year-old woman, to find a little bit of self-respect, a little bit of self-regard, a little bit of self-esteem, and start being polite to your subscribers and your viewers, because they're the people who are bringing you in coin. They're the people who will encourage you once you show that you're really serious about losing weight. They're your only friends in the world, it would seem. I don't think you've got any outside friends outside of that building where you go to play cards with the oldies. You don't seem to have any friends, any interests. You don't seem to read, do anything really. You certainly don't go out. What a life. I don't know how you stand it. I really don't. I'd be depressed as well. So anyway, that's my little bit. That's my video for today. One other thing I wanted to say is I'm thinking of, in the summer, early summer, taking a trip to Russia. It's somewhere I wanted to go for a long time, and I think now is the time for me to do it, while Alfie is stable, and things are as well as they can be, and I've had my surgeries now, so I want to go to Russia, probably taking or asking my son to come with me, escort me. I did go to see Alfie on Tuesday. I'll do a video about that separately. He was fine. The nurse said he was calling for me the previous night. I just love him so much and I miss him so much. Life will never be the same, never be the same. But I've got to make the best of what we've got, and I've got to make the best of him being here. And I do. And when I kiss him, he kisses me back, and that means the world to me. Anyway, everybody, I hope it's been of interest. Definitely 2 books I'd recommend, plus the Potato Factory series, 3 books, so that'll keep you going for a bit. And I'm looking forward to sharing my landscaping with you, my refurbing my house with you. There's going to be a lot going on, and my trip to Russia with you. So all that's coming up, and I will be back. Have a great evening, everybody. Lots of love. God bless. Bye-bye.